Enjoy local voices. Enjoy local opinions. All on one local app. Health, sports, local news, politics, and so much more. Podcast DC is the new local app with hundreds of DC area podcasts, featuring some of the DC area's best personalities, pundits, and provocateurs. Earn exciting rewards just for listening and share the podcasts you love instantly. With new programs being added every week, don't hesitate. Download Podcast DC now for free. Available in the App Store or in Google Play. Podcast DC. Listen local.
Black woman. Beautiful, powerful, resilient female of African descent with skin kissed by the sun. Conversation. A talk, especially an informal one, between two or more people in which news and ideas are exchanged. We love being Black women. Black women are ambitious. Black women are confident. Black women are diligent. We are tenacious. We walk out of our houses put together. We are many shades and personalities of fabulous. But we as Black women don't talk about our dilemmas, current events, and what's going on every day that affects us. So we created this podcast as a way to laugh together, cry together, and have an open conversation about life as Black women.
Oh, that's deep. Black Women Conversations.
Hey, Nicole.
Hey, Janine.
How's your week been?
It's been good. So, yesterday was Father's Day. So, James and I flew to Huntsville to see his dad. So it was good. So we hung out on the porch, and his dad was actually not supposed to barbecue because his mom said that she was going to do all the cooking to allow him to take a break, which really meant that everybody that was there was going to take over the barbecuing for the guys that were there. Well, of course that didn't happen, right? So I'm there I'm on the grill. I'm flipping things like I'm supposed to be flipping because I have barbecued before.
Uh-huh.
No. His dad was like, this is how you put the handle down. It has to intersect directly over the temperature gauge for the metal portion of the spatula to touch the grill, and then the other ending with the plastic casing to touch the handle in just the right spot so that the handle's not too hot and it doesn't burn. I'm like, okay, really? So he basically sat there and micromanaged grilling because he's a grill master. He's like, what temperature is it on now? I'm like, I don't know. I just turn it when it looks done.
Right. Like, I just don't want the meat to be pink. How about that?
No. He is like a temperature, like has to stay at such temperature for this many minutes before you know that it's done. So,
well, let me tell you something. I can appreciate that because at least you know you're not about to eat raw meat.
Yeah, at least you know you're not going to get salmonella poisoning. So, hey, I was here for it. He eventually did take over, and we let him. We sat on the porch and we rocked and we watched the kids play in the yard, and we let him take over, only for him later on to say, guess who barbecued today? I wasn't supposed to be working.
Oh my goodness.
Of course, my husband was nowhere to be found. He did not help with grilling. He did help clean the kitchen. I will say that. He helped to clean the kitchen. But he took this whole Father's Day thing, no work, seriously, and he was not outside helping at all.
Let me tell you something. I'm here for James not helping. Just this once, though, because it's Father's Day. But yeah, I'm here for it. Like, he was like, look, it's Father's Day and I get a day off. Enjoy it. Why not?
I mean, I guess he's not supposed to be doing any work, but realistically, it's not like on Mother's Day I didn't cook. I cooked.
Okay. I mean, what did you want him to do? You said that the men were supposed to be sitting and being like catered to. So
I didn't make up that rule. I did not make up that rule.
So then you should have given him the rules for the second Plenty household before you got to the first Plenty household.
I guess it wasn't that serious. I mean, I didn't really do too much of nothing either, so I can't act like
Nicole, you make it sound like you were out there slaving and James was just off somewhere just enjoying himself.
I'm telling you, I was only on the grill for like 5 minutes before his dad took over.
Oh, okay. Well, look, let me tell you something. What it sounds like is the person who needed to be grilling for everyone's safety was on the grill. So it sounds like it was a win-win.
I guess. I think that he really, and I told him, I think you really just enjoy grilling. I think that you really do. And so as much as he said, I don't want to do anything, I think that he was just literally sitting there. Who sits there and watches somebody grill?
Him. He wanted to grill. He Yep.
men.
He just didn't want to say that he wanted to grill. If that's what he wants to do and that's going to help him enjoy his Father's Day, then so be it. I think that he probably was just really happy to see all of you all and have you all in one place. So I'm sure he had a great time.
Yeah, just rub that in, just butter that in. That made us feel a little bit better. But I mean, realistically, they just want to see Harrison. I mean, we were just like bystanders on the visit with Harrison, to be perfectly honest. What did you do? What did your non-child having self do this week? Please let us live through you.
Okay, so this weekend actually was super quiet, but I did celebrate Father's Day with my father, and he was super low key. Like, my dad is super easy. He just wanted some ribs, girl. I was like, okay, that's easy. And in order to get my father off of Wish, because let me tell you something, I have not been keeping you up to date with this flurry of Wish packages that comes to my house. But my father found Wish. He's ordered everything from jewelry from Wish to cargo pants that now belong to me because he ordered them in his size. And much like everything else from Wish, they were probably for kids. So subsequently, I can fit them. I guess they probably were like hefty little boys' pants, right? So he was like, hey, can you fit these? I'm like, yeah, but looking at the tag, I shouldn't be able to. So clearly you got these from Wish. And he was like, yeah. And then pulls out 4 additional pairs of them. So in order to get him off of Wish, I decided that for Father's Day, he was going to get Amazon gift cards. Because that way he will see that there's a wide variety of other things out there other than Wish. And today is Amazon Prime Day and tomorrow is Amazon Prime Day. So I figured it'd be perfect. He can feel like he's getting something. It actually will show up something similar to what he actually ordered. And if it doesn't, we can return it. On Wish, I don't think that my dad has returned one thing. As a matter of fact, I think I have a reminder set in my phone for my dad to go to a phone repair store to pick up something that he ordered from Wish. Like, what in the world? Too much.
Everybody needs, if you're listening and you shop on wish.com, you need to get off of it. Okay. There's
Please.
nothing that, I don't care if it does say it's only a nickel. don't
Save your nickel.
James shops on there. Save that
You
nickel.
said that.
James shops on Wish. Girl, he has wallets that he's bought from Wish now. We bought him Louis wallets, Gucci wallets. No. He doesn't carry those, right? He carries the one that zips up as a brown wallet that he got from Wish. And his uncle had the nerve to give him a compliment. So he ordered his uncle one from Wish too.
James, we're not over here endorsing Wish. We are not doing that. Wish does not pay us.
He is.
They don't pay us, James.
I do have some sweatpants. The stretchy ones you can get in. Yes. I have some of those that he ordered from Wish that were too small that are now in my drawers because they were too small for him. And I have some gray ones and I have some black ones because he ordered them from Wish. And he doesn't think anything bad of it, right? Because he's like, okay, for every 10 things that I buy that doesn't fit or that's crap, I can find one thing that's worth it. Because everything's like 50 cents, $1, a nickel, 10 cents. He's like, well, what's the point? Like, you can buy 10 things for like $2. And so if I get one thing that's $5 that's worth it, it's all worth it.
No, James, I get that it seems to be logical based on the mathematics. However, I don't like to waste one single nickel. So I don't care if it's just a nickel. I don't want to pay for something that I don't want. And now that I have to figure out what to do with it after I've purchased it and it doesn't work. So it's just a waste. And now all the time that I've spent on receiving it, sending it back or giving it to someone or packing it up to take it to Goodwill, I could have just bought what I needed to buy from a reputable site. Like, no.
So if you're listening and you order stuff from Wish, tell us what's the best thing you bought on Wish. Like, maybe it's worth it. Like, help us out and tell us what's the worst thing you bought from Wish. Because I'm sure y'all have some crap in y'all's rooms that you will never ever wear that's too small or doesn't work that you bought from Wish.
Snap a picture of it.
Wish.
Snap a picture so that we can see, that we can snap a picture of what you received versus what you ordered. Because y'all like to be deceitful and be like, oh, it looks exactly the same, but it's children's clothes or doll clothes. Like, don't try to trick us. We need to see.
Oh, there's a lot of posts out there about what I ordered versus what I got. Oh my God. Those pictures that are on social media about this kind of stuff, it's hilarious.
Oh, it's absolutely hilarious. Send us your pictures. And while you're sending us your pictures, we need you to go on, and we know that you're already subscribed and you like us. We appreciate you. But can you leave us a review, please? We really need those. Right, Nicole?
Yeah. Yeah, leave us a review. Make sure you comment on any platform you're listening to. And also go ahead and follow us on social media. Why don't you? We know that you're listening, and tell your friends to follow us on social media because sharing is caring.
Amen. On Instagram, we're Oh That's Deep BWC. Same thing on Facebook. If you are on Twitter, we're O_BWC for those people who like Twitter. That's me. Nicole,
Yeah, that's only her.
I see you giving me that face.
That's only her, okay? Every now and then, if something's going on in like the election or something big, then you'll catch me on Twitter too. You'll catch me on Twitter, but it has to be something big. I'm not going to be on Twitter or something like little trivial stuff. Big stuff. Just saying.
Well, I'll keep you abreast of what's going on Twitter. And sometimes I take the stuff that I find interesting on Twitter and then I'll screenshot it and repurpose it on Instagram so that you don't miss anything.
All right, Janine. So what's on your timeline this week?
I feel like we've kind of mentioned it before. I know that we've posted it on Facebook before, but I think after the most recent Father's Day post that model Alyssa Scott made on IG, we can confirm what we've already been speculating, and that is that, drum roll please, Nick Cannon is expecting child number 7. Okay, we're not that excited, right? We're not. But here's the thing. In the post, Alyssa posted her maternity shoot because we know that Nick Cannon doesn't miss a maternity shoot. Every baby, he gets his maternity shoot in. I feel like he enjoys these photo shoots more than the mothers, but that's a whole side note. So in the post, Alyssa is in the picture with Nick. She's kind of leaning on Nick and she's very visibly pregnant. Nick's face is faced the opposite direction. People said, well, you can't tell that it's him. Hey, y'all, here's the thing. When you get a bunch of distinguishing tattoos placed all over your body, can't really deny it's you. So yes, let's not play with this man. He clearly is about to expect baby number 7. He's holding on to her baby bump and it's a cute little photo. And in the photo, the caption, it was short and sweet. It said, celebrating you today. I thought that was sweet, but here's the thing. She ain't tag him though. But again, another side note. Now, you think Nick Cannon is a star. He did Wildin' Out, The Masked Singer. He's a radio host. He's on America's Got Talent. He was the chairman of Teen Nick for a little while. He's a rapper, a comedian. Like, Nick literally does everything, right? And he's worth $30 million. So you think he can have as many kids as he wants, right? Well, let me add this. This will be the 4th child, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, that Nick would have fathered since December of 2020. I was going to say the 4th child this year, but the first one, not his first kid, but the first one of the 4, was born in December of 2020. Let me run through Nick's kids like Nick be running through these women real quick. So let's start with superstar Mariah Carey. That's his ex-wife. With his ex-wife, he has twins, Monroe and Moroccan. Those are his first 2 babies. They're about 9 years old right now. After he split with Mariah, he started dating model Jessica White. He did get Jessica White pregnant. Unfortunately, they suffered a loss, so he did not have that child. This would be child number 8 for him if he did. He then started seeing model Brittany Bell. Brittany and Nick have a son named Golden and a daughter named Powerful Queen. That's the child that was born in December. Most recently, Nick welcomed twins, Zion and Zillion. Zillion with a Z, like billion, but with a Z. You got it. You understood exactly what I said. They were born on the 14th. And by the 14th, I mean the 14th of this month, as in like 8 days ago. That's when those kids were born. The mother of those kids is DJ, radio personality, Abby De La Rosa. So just a week after those 2 were born is when we got this wonderful Father's Day Instagram post saying that, hey, we're expecting baby number 7. And by we, I mean Nick Cannon and his tribe. They're expecting baby number 7. So I'm not sure if Nick is in competition with Future or he's trying to pick up where DMX left off. I'm not exactly sure what he's doing, but let's just say that he is really far up there in the rankings with all those celebrities that just feel the need to replenish the earth. Take what the Bible said very literally. But we don't want them to replenish the earth single-handedly, at least not me. Look, I'm not here to police people's reproductive organs. I just feel like we should probably ask ourselves, when is it too many babies? That's all I want to know. When's it too many? What do you think, Nicole?
I think for me, it's not about too many babies. It's about too many baby mamas for me. Because why do you have all these different women having babies for you? I mean, if you were John and Kate plus 8, we wouldn't have a problem. If you were the Little Duggars, we wouldn't have as big of a problem as now. I mean, this is just too many women you're running through. Why do you have to have sex with all these women in one little quarter? In a quarter of the year, you've had sex with so many people. And I really think that these women must be sister wives. No one in their right mind would be taking maternity pictures with somebody this month. And he literally just had maternity pictures with the girl with the twins last month. Like, that would not be a proud moment for me. Like, even if I were pregnant by you because he got lost in the sauce and you slipped up, you would be in my maternity pictures. I would be pissed. I would be pissed because I'm not the only one. But it seems like these women are accepting the fact that they're not the only one. So, hey, big ups to the sister wives. If you like it, I love it. But that's a hot mess. So for me, it's about the number of baby mamas and not the number of babies. That's my opinion.
Spoken like a true OBGYN. I'm just going to say, again, I don't think that I should or anybody else should police people's reproductive organs. I'm going to make that very clear. However, I do believe that there's a socially acceptable number of children for people to have. We don't live back in times where people are tilling the land and people are having 15 kids because they need extra farm hands. That's not what we do. We all sit in front of a computer and things are pretty easy, right? Why have that many kids? We're already short on natural resources. We already have a hole in the ozone layer, and global warming is a real thing. Why are we having so many kids? That's a lot of kids, Nicole. That's a lot of kids. And the truth of the matter is, who really wants to chase behind? And I get it. Nick Cannon's not chasing behind his kids. Again, I understand. He's wealthy. He can have nannies for his kids. I understand that 100%. But in general, who wants to chase behind that many kids? Speaking from the perspective of a woman who has made a decision not to have children and is comfortable in that decision, that many kids just sounds like a nightmare to me. That's just me.
Well, we're going to disagree on that because for me, I'm in the business of baby making, right? I want you to have children. And my mom is one of 11. I think that when you have multiple children, it may be even easier than having one or two children, especially if you have the older children that can watch the younger children. I don't want to tell parents, if you're listening, you have multiple kids. We're not sitting here saying that something is wrong with you because you've had multiple children. We love babies. I love babies. And I
love babies too.
Children. And I'm from the South. And so people that are from the South do tend to have bigger families than people that are from the North. People from the Midwest have bigger families too. So it just, to me, to each his own. And to me, if you see somebody that has a, one partner and 5 to 10 kids versus 10 partners and 10 kids, there's a different level of social acceptability. So for me, it is socially unacceptable to have 5 or 6 baby mamas. Okay. I don't care how many children you have. If they're about 1 or 2, maybe 2 women, if you get a second marriage, right? Or maybe even a third. But when you have all these women, none of which you're committed to, and you're impregnating these women literally 1 or 2 months between each impregnation, we have an issue. It's like you want to put your peanut in every little hole that walks by. And these women, I'm not saying that they're a gold digger, but they ain't messing with no broke. So they are just like, whoa, Nick Cannon. And so that's why they're okay being sister wives. Yes, I said what I said. Come for me if you want to. But I think that if he were Joe Blow that works at Walmart, we would not be allowing him to impregnate us. And we would not be in the maternity pictures with him holding the baby bump. I said it. I don't think so. So that makes him a gold digger, which, I'm just saying. So be it. Okay, at least they're going to get paid off of this transaction because this baby is a transaction.
Amen.
And they will go forth and be taken care of.
I agree with that part. I agree with that part because here's the thing. Like one of my friends says all the time, we've been giving it away for free for years. You might as well have babies by the man that is going to be able to take care of them. I am saying that. But I have a question for you. You said 4 or 5 different baby moms. Okay, what's an acceptable number of baby moms or baby daddies?
It just depends on the situation, right? So let's say I was married. I ended up having 2 children by my first marriage. I got divorced when I was 30. I got married to somebody else. I ended up having 2 more children in my second marriage, and my husband died, right? And then I ended up getting married again at 40. I have IVF, and I ended up having triplets. So now I'm at 7 children. Is that acceptable? Yeah, that's acceptable. I was in a committed relationship with all 3. That's acceptable. So to me, it's about the commitment and not just being lost in the sauce and being careless. Because at this point, it seems like either they're planning to have a tribe and he really is, dating these sister wives, or he's being just sloppy. Like, who slips up that many times and has children? I'm just saying.
I don't think that he's slipping up. Let's be honest. They probably are like, I want a kid. Because some people do that. They're like, I want a kid. I'm going to have a kid by a man that I know can take care of it. And if anybody can take care of a kid, financially, I should say, because I don't know how he is as a father. I'm assuming he's a great father, but I don't know because I don't have no kids by him. But Nick Cannon can take care of your kid. I mean, for goodness sake, if it's not Nick Cannon, who's it going to be? Steve Harvey? I don't think it's a slip up. To me, I don't think it's a slip up.
Well, it's not a slip up on the woman's part. Yeah, they're probably trying to trap this man. But by now, have you not worked on your pullout game at least? Like, I don't understand. And why are you going bareback?
Thank you.
Right. Why are we going bareback? This seems intentional or either very careless on his part.
I mean, look, I agree. I don't know necessarily that I agree that there's an acceptable number of transactions, as we were calling it. Like, I don't know if there's an acceptable number of baby moms as long as you're in a committed relationship. I just feel like, what is the purpose of having so many kids? And again, I'm not here to judge anybody that has a bunch of kids. Let me put this into perspective for you all. I am one of one, okay? My parents, my mom and my dad had 1 baby together, and that was me. My mother, also one of one. My grandpa and my grandma had 1 baby, and that was my mom. Now, on my dad's side, they got more kids, and I'm appreciative of it. However, coming from the lineage on my mom's side, we don't have that many kids. So it's difficult for me to conceptualize having so many children. It just seems like so much work. And I get it. Everybody says, oh, it's so happy. Children are joyous. I love kids. But you know what I love the most about kids? Yes. Guess what it is, Nicole? What do I love the most about kids?
Being able to give them back to their parents. I know.
Amen. Amen.
Because you were so good with Harrison. You
know why I think I'm good with kids is because I have the patience for them because I don't have the responsibility of them. Just saying.
Yeah, but you can have patience and have responsibility. You can have both.
That is possible. I don't know if it's possible in this human abode, but again, I think that it is possible. I have seen parents be patient with their kids. However, over here, we're not about to test that theory.
Well, listen, if you're listening, Dr. Plenty wants you to have plentiful children. Have children.
Dr. Plenty would like you to have kids, and Janine will babysit for a small fee.
All right, Janine, let's talk through some scenarios. Why don't we? You ready?
Yep. What you got?
All right. So our first letter says, Nicole and Janine, here's the situation. My sister is in love with a man who has too many dang on kids. She's 28 years old and her boyfriend is 32. They met in high school when she was a senior and he was in college at LSU. They started dating after she started at LSU. She's now a teacher. He's an engineer. During their first year of dating, he cheated and got another girl pregnant. They broke up. During that time, another girl had twins for him and another girl had another baby by him. Now she's been back with him for 2 years. He's been faithful, but it doesn't change the fact that he has 4 babies ranging from ages 3 to 10. She doesn't have any kids, but I think he's a trifling liar and a cheat, and I don't want my sister with him. Ladies, please help.
So a couple of things. One, you are 100% correct to not want your sister with him. It sounds like if you did not say in this letter that he went to LSU, I would think that he went to Howard University and his name was Nick Cannon. Like, what are these men out here doing? Because I'm just trying to understand. So your sister wants to be with this man and he's cheated on her, had babies on her. My question would be to your sister, what is it what are you holding on to? Because it seems like this relationship doesn't really have much of a firm foundation. That's just my question. I mean, are you afraid of ask your sister this. Are you afraid of being by yourself? And do you not think that you can do any better? Because I'm not going to say that this young man, I mean, I know that you said that he was a lying cheat, but I'm not going to say this young man is a bad man because I don't know this young man and I don't want to disparage somebody that I don't know. However, based on the number of kids that you say that he has and the fact that he's cheated on your sister, he wouldn't be top on my list to be brother-in-law. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I just feel like she can do better too. I'm with you. Tell her listen to the podcast. I don't know what Nicole is about to say, but if you tell her listen to my part, girl, you could do better. It's plenty of fish out here in the sea and plenty that don't have a whole bunch of kids. I know that we set the expectations very low for our men, and we've talked about this. We set this bar low, and therefore they're able to meet our expectations. But why don't we set our expectations a little bit higher? We don't always have to have the man that is fly and sexy and got 15 baby mamas. There's a fly, sexy man out there that does not have 15 baby mamas. That's all I'm saying.
Well, in his defense, Janine, he only has 3 baby mamas. So let's start there.
3, 15, it's all the same in my mind.
I do think that people can change, right? So to me, this is somebody that she was in a relationship with for a short spell right when she got to college. It's been 10 years and now they've hooked back up. Now it sounds like he's only cheated once, and that was when he cheated and got the girl pregnant in college. You don't know. That girl was probably trying to trap him. He's probably a football player or whatever, plays sports in college, and he got trapped. Okay. She had the good common sense to leave him alone at that time. They both went on and got their career goals, but it seems like he didn't cheat again. They weren't together. He just so happened to get 2 different women pregnant in the meantime, in the interim. I'm assuming it's 2 different women, but he ended up getting a set of twins and another singleton baby in the meantime. Now they're back together, right? So now they're back together. His youngest is 3. So he didn't cheat twice. Maybe he's learned his lesson. Mm-hmm. So I've seen this. I have a couple of friends that dated in the past guys that didn't know what they had before. And now they've got back together. 2 of them actually end up marrying their high school sweethearts that dogged them out in the past. And now they're like happy. They have their own kids. He has his former kids, but their family unit is tight. So I don't want to say people can't change, but I would tell this listener, 1, you cannot force somebody to date somebody or not date somebody. All that's going to do is build a wedge between you and your sister. So you don't want to say, girl, don't date him, yada, yada, yada. What you need to be is a supportive and listening ear. Okay. So you can support her. And if you see him mistreating her, or if she's not happy, then you encourage her to get out of the relationship. But if he's treating her like a queen and he's changed, then you got to give him, you got to let bygones be bygones, because if she's forgiven him, then who are you not to forgive him? And if you don't, that's not going to do anything but make you be unwelcome at their home whenever they get married, if they get married.
Don't welcome me. This ain't my frame of reference over here trying to figure out what sisterly advice to give. But as I said, I don't know, Nicole. I think that if she knows this much information about their relationship, clearly her sister has vented to her about something. And the one thing that we've said on this podcast before is when you tell your family members about the stuff that's going on in your relationship, you forgive them. Your family does not have to. So it sounds like our listener has received information about this man from her sister, and she's still holding on to it. And I don't know that I wouldn't be holding on to it as well.
I feel like this sister, honestly, should mind your business. That's all. Mind your business. Because realistically, this is not your relationship. And she probably knows so much, because you realize that we don't hear anything about how he's been treating her since they've gotten in the relationship. She knows him from high school. They met while she was in high school. They're from the same hometown. Probably heard every single time he's gotten somebody pregnant. Mm-hmm. So she probably has common knowledge of his relationships, not necessarily because the sister is venting because she's being mistreated, but because, one, she probably knows that the sister broke up with him initially because he cheated, and because they're from the same community, probably in Louisiana. Mm-hmm. They probably have heard through the grapevine, oh yeah, Tamika's pregnant by him now, or Shantae's pregnant by him with twins. I mean, you hear things in passing and you don't really know the full extent of the situation. But I will say that sometimes when you have former relationships, you mature. And over time, you can say, you know what, I messed up back then and I've changed. I'm getting my life right. And I want to settle down now with somebody worthwhile. And that may be your sister. So I would, again, do not cause a strain on your relationship with your sister. You can talk to her and you can tell her your concerns, but ultimately you still have to be there to support her because that is your sister. And you don't want to make it a situation where y'all are not going to get along, or you're not going to want to be around your sister, or your sister's not going to want to be around you, because every time she's around you, you bring up the fact that you don't like that she's with her boyfriend.
I hear you. I'm just saying, Nicole, who wrote this letter? You know these people. Tell me in my ear.
No, I don't. I don't know these people personally. You know, they are obviously LSU. That's the home team, but I don't know personally. They're
sure?
Friends of the podcast, though.
Are you sure you don't know them personally? Okay, let me tell you this letter.
Johnny.
This one says, "Hi, ladies. I just want to say I've been waiting for this topic. I feel like having too many children automatically makes you a bad parent. When I say this, I'm referring to people who have 4 or more kids. People who have multiples, I believe, are an exception. The reason that I say this is because I grew up one of 8, and I found that my parents really did not often have the resources nor the time to dedicate to all of us. So when I see people who have so many children that the kids are suffering. My parents were often depressed and short-tempered, and rightfully so. They had 8 children. While they made great money, how far does one's money really stretch feeding 10? But that's not why I'm writing you. I'm writing you because I'm engaged to a very sweet man, but we can't agree on one thing. He wants to have 5 children, and I haven't even decided if I want 1 yet. I don't think that we should get married until we have come to some sort of an agreement. Ladies, what do you think?"
So I completely agree with this listener. You should not get married until you agree on that. That is a very contentious subject in relationships. And you need to go to premarital counseling to talk this thing out to see if this is really a deal breaker. Because if he wants children and you don't want children, then he's not the man of your dreams. So you really do have to figure out if, in fact, you want children. So let's say that, like, you need to get premarital counseling. Quick, fast, in a hurry. Don't set no dates. Don't pay no deposits. Don't look for wedding gowns. You need to stop what you're doing right now and sort this out and get counseling. Otherwise, you're going to be wasting your time because you're going to be divorced in 2 years. So figure that out, sis, right now. So that's the first part. The second part is you cannot project your own personal experience on everyone, right? Do not generalize your experience. So just because you thought your parents were piss poor parents, that does not mean that everybody else that has more than 4 children would be bad parents and would be able to spend time with their kids. That's not true. I mean, my mom was one of 11 and she's very close to all of her siblings and her parents were good parents. So you can't say that, oh, if you have more than 4 kids, you'll neglect your kids and you never get to spend time with them, yada, yada, yada. That is BS. And I hate the fact that you even think that, because that means that you had some parenting issues and not necessarily that everybody that has over 4 kids have parent issues. So what you need to do with yourself, sis, is you need to get counseling about your childhood, because something must have happened in your childhood to make you feel that way. Maybe you were neglected. Maybe you were abused. You said that your parents were always angry. They were snappy, although they had the resources. You need to work and talk through that in your life first, really, before you deal with anybody or bring them into your world, period. Even if you decide you do want children, you need to work through your own issues. And then once you work through these mommy daddy issues that you have here, and we figure out the root cause of why you feel that way, and if your parents really were issues, then you need to work through the issues with your partner and say, do you want to have children or not? I hate when people just generalize their stuff to other people. And I'm not telling you I'm mad at you, although low key, I'm a little bit upset with you because I don't want you to stop listening. Keep on listening. We're not trying to offend you, but Sis, you got to stop generalizing stuff. We do that all the time. We project onto other people when it's our own personal stuff and our own personal stuff that we need to deal with. That's not true. People are like, oh my God, I was abused in a relationship. So every time I see a man, I think that they're abusing their wife. What? I mean, you can't do that. That's not necessarily true. So you got a lot of deep-rooted issues to work through and you need to do them now.
I agree with you 100%. Here's the thing. We all know that Janine will live in her hypocrisy. I am perfectly okay with the idea that, yeah, there's a socially acceptable number of kids to have. However, I feel like that's everyone's job to police for themselves. I'm not about to say that people are bad parents when they have more than 5 kids. I don't believe that. I believe that there are some people who have 10, 12 kids that are great parents. There are some people who are just amazing parents, right? Like, Our former content manager, I always tell her how amazing her parents are because they literally made like 3 perfect little children, right? Like they grew up to be contributing members of society with good morals and values. So some people are just good at being parents. You cannot make that generalization. That's like painting all Black people with the same brush. All Black people are ghetto. That's the same mindset. That's the exact same. So we have to get out of that. That's number 1. And number 2, I'm 100% with Nicole. Don't get into this marriage without going to seek some counseling because there are some deep-seated issues here. You talked about your parents and being one of 8, all of that. And the fact that even the fact at the beginning of the letter where you said you've been waiting to tell us this, right? First of all, you don't have to wait. You can always email us whenever you want, no matter what it is that you feel like you want to talk about, email it to us. However, this seems like this is something that weighs heavily on you and you're already engaged to this man. Y'all need to figure all of this out. But I would think that before you even go to marriage counseling, maybe you need to go to some individual counseling to figure out your issues with your parents and your upbringing. And once you figure out that or get to a stable place mentally with that, then we can talk about this couples counseling. But friend, I don't think we're ready to get married quite yet. I think that there's some issues that we need to work through. And once we work through them, then we can start thinking about getting married. Because right now, I don't think the issue is that your fiance wants to have 5 kids and you're not sure if you want to have any. I think the issue is that you haven't gotten past your childhood and whatever it is that you went through that caused you to have a traumatic experience. And therefore, you're projecting it onto this situation with your fiance. I don't think it has anything to do with the number of kids. I think it has to do with you getting over your childhood situation. So again, like we always say, counseling helps. Work through it. It's not that you can't get past this. We're not telling you not to marry this man. We're just saying work through the issues so that this marriage is built on a strong foundation and not one that's wobbly. Because we don't want you getting a divorce, sis. We don't.
All right, Janine, what you learned new this week?
Okay, so this is not anything super profound, but I found this very interesting. I looked up the celebrities that have a good old healthy tribe. And by tribe, I mean lots of kids. And I'm going to name them off. You may know some of them. Probably most of them you know. Some of them you may not. But here they go. So Sean Combs, otherwise known as Diddy, he got 6 kids by 3 women, right? Dr. Dre, 7 kids, 5 different women. T.I., 6 kids, 3 women. Fetty Wap, 7 kids, 6 women. Does that ring your alarms, Nicole? 7 kids, 6 women. Flavor Flav has 7 kids, just like Fetty Wap, but he only had them by 3 different women. DMX, we've already talked about this. DMX had 15 kids by 9 different women. Rev Run, he too has 7 kids, 2 women. Eazy-E, God rest his soul, 9 kids, 6 women. Eddie Murphy, 10 kids by at least 3 women. And living legend himself, Stevie Wonder, 9 kids, 5 women. Not just the men. We have 2 women on the list. The one that you could possibly imagine, Lauryn Hill, 6 kids, 2 men. And Keke Wyatt. Keke Wyatt has 9 children with 3 different men. So the next time that you think that your tribe is large, listen to that list. These celebrities are out here popping these babies out. Do you hear what I tell you?
So what I learned was from dating.com, and it is reasons not to date a man with too many kids.
Oh, I want to hear this.
So there are 4 things on the list, and it says, number 1, there's evidence that he can't keep his pants up. Number 2, you won't be his priority because his kids are his priority. Number 3, baby mama drama, and sometimes that baby mama might have priority over you. And number 4, it's hard to balance the relationship with each other's priorities.
That's real. especially when the baby mama takes priority over me. That's where Janine would bail out because I don't do well when I'm not prioritized.
Right. Like that former episode. Y'all go back and listen to that. What was it? I forget the name of that episode with the bills that we talked about before.
Absolutely.
With your boyfriend, somebody wrote into us, had the boyfriend had his name on his baby mama's bills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a no for me. It's a no for me.
A whole no. You, your kids, and your baby mom. I can love you from a distance, though. We don't need to be in a relationship.
All right, Janine, are you ready for the motivational moment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is by an unknown author, and it says, a baby will make love stronger, days shorter, nights longer, bankrolls smaller, homes happier, clothes shabbier, the past forgotten, and the future worth living for. I love that. Don't you love that?
Yes.
Oh, God. Until we meet again.
Pray, work, slay.
And show off your melanated excellence.
Bye.
Oh, That's Deep, Black Women Conversations is produced by Nicole Lee Plenty and Janine Brunson Johnson. Executive producer, Ken Johnson. Get the Oh, That's Deep, Black Women Conversation podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, or where you get your podcasts. Please subscribe and rate us. You can follow Oh, That's Deep, Black Women Conversations on IG at Oh, That's Deep, BWC. Oh, That's Deep, Black Women Conversations is a Mean Old Lion Media production.